right, we're back. We're gonna go ahead and jump into this 7 round mock draft with the Cowboys. I figure we can go. We'll have a discussion with the picks, and we'll go like 2 out of 3. Like we'll just do a democratic vote on it on what we're gonna do. You guys can see my screen there, right?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So let's just bring this up. So I'm pausing it because we just had Mendoza and Styles. Does anyone, especially now that the Giants have 5 and 10, do you guys want to try to trade?
Hold up. What?
Start it over.
We can start it over. It's not.
It could happen.
What? It could happen, but I'll start it over because I do find it a little hard to believe.
It's a little weird. I can't even lie with you.
Yeah, no, I find that honestly, I find it a little hard, a little far fetched. So, hold on a second.
That thing really said, "Nah, man, we know that's about to happen." Boy, that would be the strangest thing. You know how many people would trade up?
Let me just get out of it altogether. Yeah, nah, I agree that was a little too far fetched in my opinion.
I haven't seen anything like that at all. The only thing I've seen, the only one who would do that, which is crazy, we would even do that if we trade up the Jets. You know, some people trying to get Jerry to give all his picks to go up to 2. Wow, Sonny Styles, that ain't happening. I'll put money on that one.
I tell you what would be hilarious, because especially like I will say, when I was listening to one of the beat reporters for the Jets, and they were talking about how hard it is to actually predict what the Jets do, because like last year they kept a lot of people had them taking the year that Brock Bowers came out, everybody had them taking him, and they took the tackle, and then everybody had them taking Colton Loveland, and they took another tackle. Yeah. And so it would be very Jets for them to completely go with someone that nobody absolutely thought they would do. But for our purposes, I would say, yeah, let's do something else, because I don't believe that. But all right, so we're gonna run it again.
Run it back.
We're gonna run it again. See what comes up.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
All right, so Fernando Mendoza with that's more like it.
That makes
more sense. Yeah, Mendoza at 1, Reese at 2.
Cool.
Now, with the news that the Giants got 5 and 10, do you guys want to try to trade up to 3, or let's
4.
just see what the board does? I say I want to see what the board does.
I would want to see what the Cardinals do, and then we'll have another discussion, because I think this is a spot where you might be seeing the Chiefs try to trade up, because if the Cardinals, if he drops, the Chiefs might trade up to try to get their guy, their pass rusher, to try to get David Bailey.
The impression I got was that they were thinking the Chiefs weren't going to trade up.
Today, Fowler was saying this morning with ESPN that the Chiefs are in conversations potentially about 3 and 4 to trade up for an edge rusher.
Okay. All right, let's see what they do. So the Cardinals took David Bailey, and so that would leave the Titans up. No, you guys interested in trying to trade up to the Titans?
I just don't see them
get ahead of the Giants.
Bain, which is the pass rusher. The only reason they would trade up that high is to get the pass rusher, unless we think that they're really just like, we need to trade up to 4 for Sonny Styles, which for me, that feels irresponsible. Again,
yeah, I wouldn't want them trading up for Sonny Styles. Yeah, I wouldn't want them. I would be fine if they traded up for Caleb Downs, but again, I don't really want to go up that high.
Well, and it's interesting, just because I started listening more. like to me, it felt like Styles had a much more likely chance of falling to 12 than I thought.
Yeah.
Because of his position.
Mm-hmm.
Like other people are like, he's a linebacker, an inside linebacker. You really want to get one of these other guys, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
All right. So
oh, because
let's
the one guy he was
no
saying
trade.
he was because he was saying he's a linebacker, and you can't franchise tag linebackers, like you don't get the 5th-year option, and you can't franchise tag them because according to the PSA contractually they're looked at like defensive ends or like edges because so many of them you can't tell the difference. And so it was like all of a sudden, like, and that's why high drafted linebackers don't get to their second contracts on their teams, because they get too expensive right away. So I was like,
Okay.
oh wow, what about that?
All right.
And
So
that
we're
was
not
like,
trading. We're
I'm
gonna
sitting
keep
still.
going. So Styles goes at
What did
4,
I say?
which again,
What did I say could happen at 5 though? Look at that.
you did say that. You did say that they could go wide receiver, and so Styles would go at 4. The Giants took
Whew.
Cardinal Tate at 5. I would say before I listened to the Titans, I didn't think Styles had a chance, but apparently Robert Saleh definitely would like Sonny Styles, especially since people are trying to compare to Fred Warner. But I'm not there yet. But so okay, all
you
right.
don't think they draft Jordan Love to help out their quarterback?
I, I I think that the Titans could go Love if the 2 pass rushers are going, but again, from what I heard from the one guy who covers the Titans, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Like the 4 players he gave them was Reese, Bailey, Love, and Styles were the 4 players that they were looking at. So in this one,
What did I
Jeremiah
say?
Love went
Jeremiah Love.
6 to the Browns.
I'm surprised you didn't
Jeremiah
see
Love
him
went 6
trade
to the
up.
Browns. I was thinking about it, but I figured with the way things are going, let's just let it ride. Or like, would you guys have wanted to trade up to do the trade with the Browns to move up to 6?
Right now, you got Delane still on the board, Caleb Downs. Like those are the 2. Because I think if Bain falls to them at 12, they would take him. But I don't think they're trading up for Bain because he's outside of their.
Yeah, and what's hard is like on this simulator, like Cleveland always takes the 6 and the 39 for the 12 and the 20, and everything I'm hearing is that Cleveland's not going to do that, and I wouldn't either. I was like, why would Cleveland do that? It's like
Yeah.
especially because there's not, and this goes for this is why it's attractive to the Cowboys, is because nobody sees a whole lot of difference between the quality of the player that you're going to get at 20 and the quality of the player that you can get at 39.
Yeah.
So that means that we would have to give up even more. So 12, 20, and either something later on in this draft or something from next year. And then I start to feel like, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
So up next is is Washington. Do you guys want to try to broker something with Washington? I don't.
No.
The only team I'm thinking about getting ahead of now is the Giants, and so I feel like we could talk about it at 9.
Yeah, let's see. I think Downs going to be going somewhere right in here, though. Though it would make more sense for
Downs. Yep. Downs just went.
Yeah, but I'm well.
Downs just
Hold on
went
a second.
at 7.
Sadiq.
Kenyon.
Interesting.
Sadiq went 8 to
I could see that.
the Titans.
Now
not the Titans, to the Saints.
Here's where I might want to trade up to get to where the Kansas City is to get Delane.
Exactly, but so would you want Delane? So Delane for you is worth trading up for.
Well,
because I don't think the only team that I got to worry about is the Dolphins, because I don't think the Giants are going to go Delane. I think
Well, they
Kansas
went
City will go
offense.
Delane.
Why wouldn't the Giants go Delane?
Because I don't like. Do they need corner? Have you heard them like saying they need corner like that?
I haven't heard it. I'm wondering what's the big reason they wouldn't go a defense DB, one of the best DBs in the draft. He'd be the
I
first.
feel like they would go. I feel like they definitely need offensive line help.
I agree.
And I feel like if Malinois is still there, they would go Malinois before Delane.
It's just, what do you think? The Chiefs could just go Bain here or Malinois.
Though I did hear that the Chiefs might be especially amenable to trading out of that spot.
Yeah, they're looking to trade one way or the other is what I've seen too. And I could see them trying to trade up for one of those guys or hoping somebody falls and they're not there, just trade back. I don't know. I'm cool to let it ride.
Yeah. I'm at this point, I'm letting it ride because granted I could be wiped out but with Bain and Delane still there, I feel pretty good. I don't like. I would let it ride here. Like now, Delane might go or Bain might go.
I can see those two both going. That makes it interesting, doesn't it?
Malinois went. Makai. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So the Rams traded with the Giants to take Makai Lemon. Ruben Bain literally just went right before us. So the Cowboys are up.
Delane.
There was a trade offer. Where was it? Here it is. Trade offer. You got Cleveland would be willing to give up 24 and 39. Yeah, no.
I mean, it's
Carolina would give up. Carolina would give up 1951 and next year's second.
Interesting.
Any of those interest you guys? Carolina a little bit, but not that much.
The one that's
1951
and whatever, I'd consider that one.
Yeah, that's the same one. I would consider Carolina.
That's the only one I would consider.
Do you just because you would have then pick 19, pick 20, and then pick 51?
Who's left of the big guys we want?
Delane.
But Delane is sitting right there.
It's just Delane there.
I'd take him.
I would take Delane. That's what I said. I would take Delane.
I think that's clear. Yeah, take him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep, I would take Delane. So Delane. Hold on, let me see here. All right, so we took Delane. Keldrick Falk would go. Would anybody be upset that Keldrick Falk?
A lot of people are high on him, and that's not media. The teams are his potential, which is Dallas isn't. Teams that have patience to build their thing out, that makes more sense. Doesn't make sense for Dallas to take a guy who has a lot of the potential to become that, is a run defender right now and has upside as a pass rusher. We were thinking we get a ready pass rusher and Ezaraku, so we need somebody who's just ready to roll.
Here's my thing with Keldrick Falk. And because I texted you guys and I said it, like the big thing with Keldrick Falk is everybody's like, oh, it's the potential. You did the exact same thing with Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith. And so my feeling is if the Cowboys were to go Keldrick Falk at 12 because they get wiped out and they took Keldrick Falk, I'm okay with it, but I'd be praying hard that he turns out to be Tyler Smith more so than Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, of course.
If everybody remembers going into the draft, like we hated the Tyler Smith pick. I remember being like, oh God, like I remember I didn't even know who Tyler Smith was before the Cowboys drafted him. And as it was coming up, and people like, I think it was Mel Kiper that mocked Tyler Smith to the Cowboys, and I was like, what, why? And nobody wanted that pick, and then it paid off. And then Tyler Guyton was the same thing. But because of Tyler Smith, I remember saying, you know what? I didn't want Tyler Guyton, but Tyler Smith worked out, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy in. I just pray this is if the Cowboys end up going that route, please be Tyler Smith. Go ahead, JR. What was you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? I don't remember. It's bad. It's bad radio. Let's keep going.
All right, so Monroe Freeland went. Jermod McCoy went to the Bucks at 15. Jets get their wide receiver in Jordan Tyson at 16. Spencer Fano, the tackle from Utah, goes at 17. Caden Proctor goes to the 49ers at 19. Dylan Thieneman went 8. I feel like everyone has gotten, like, as much as Mendoza's been mocked to the Raiders, I feel like Dylan Thieneman's been mocked to the Vikings at 18.
To the Vikings, yeah. Because they just lost
so
their safety.
On the board. They get offered pick 47 and 78 from the Colts. That's the only offer that is currently on the board.
Who we got?
And so who is left? We got Ione, the guard from Penn State, Akeem Mesidor, the edge from Miami, Omar Cooper, the wide receiver from Indiana, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety from Toledo, Caleb Lomu, the tackle from Utah, Avion Terrell, corner from Clemson, Caden McDonald, the tackle from Ohio State, Casey Concepcion, wide receiver from Texas A&M, Denzel Boston, wide receiver from Washington, Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson, Colton Hood, who I know the Cowboys are really high on, the cornerback from Tennessee, but you already have. You got Blake Miller, tackle from Clemson, Maxi Onachor, tackle from Arizona State, Zion Young, the edge from Missouri, CJ Allen, the linebacker from Georgia. I'm going to stop there. Who, like, you know, out of all of those names, I'm leading Mesidor because now you got your corner and your edge, but you
I just
go
think
linebacker.
About what they'll do. It doesn't seem like they would take a linebacker here unless they could trade back. But how far back you'd be trading? That's too far. I mean, I feel like they just take Mesidor.
Yeah.
What do you think,
JR?
Oh,
what do you think?
I kind of think the same thing, except, well, no. Yeah, I was because like I really want a linebacker, and I know that, but I feel like linebackers stretch farther than edges do. Like we can still get a linebacker at 92, I think. I was, I'm still gonna want to like it would be great if they could trade out of here, but like everybody keeps saying, you have to find somebody to dance with, and I don't know at 20 if there's anybody even worth trading up there. But if they can get it,
only offer we got here was the Colts for 47, 78 and a second round for next year. I don't want to drop back that far. I would just take Mesidor here.
Because I think they have a game plan. If they don't get the linebacker they want, they don't get something that makes sense. I don't know if they have a game plan for another pass rusher. That's been less talked about. Like they're gonna get somebody.
So, Teddy, you said Mesidor.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question. Quick question: is Mesidor? Are we sure that Mesidor is better than T.J. Parker,
Yes.
and Cassius Howell?
Yes.
I think so.
And Zion Young.
He's better. He's older.
I think
Like
so.
that's his biggest thing is he's. Like,
I guess that's kind of my question. Like, is he a better draft pick?
I think
because
so.
of the age thing.
For where Dallas is, he is. I think.
I think Mesidor, outside of the top 3 pass rushers, where you got Reese, Bailey, Bain, I feel like Mesidor is the 4th. I have him over Keldrick Faulk. So
is that somebody they're considering as they're wiped out at 12?
Yeah. So Teddy wanted Mesidor. I wanted Mesidor, so it's 2 out of 3. I went
I think
Mesidor.
I think Mesidor is fine. I think he's really good.
All right, so let's run it.
Gonna be
For a while.
Yeah, because we got. So it's like,
this-
is there anybody you want to try to move up for, or you just say, hey, let's just let her go?
We don't have. I mean,
We'll wait.
you can move up with your 5th, maybe if you really see someone in your fourth rounder. But at
Or
this
dip in the
point,
next year.
you got like a linebacker,
Mhm.
or I mean, do you just there's Rodriguez already saw. So CJ Allen went in the
Yeah,
first.
Rodriguez went at 46. CJ Allen
So
went.
even if we did that
where
trade
did he
potentially with the Dolphins, we would have missed out on Rodriguez.
go? CJ Allen went
20
28th.
Boy,
Yeah,
and
CJ Allen went
it's a
28th.
perfect type of linebacker to go to the Texans there.
Parker, the defensive end, went 41. Jacob Rodriguez went 46. So the linebackers you still got on the board are, you got Anthony Hill Jr., you got
Draft
Dick
him.
Golday.
That's what we would do. We're
You
not
got-
there.
Well,
yet,
no,
though.
we're
We
not
gotta-
there yet. I was just saying if you wanted to trade up.
Ouch.
So let's just see.
You
Let's
gotta
look
wait
at
till
run.
Ouch.
92, man. You get help when these guys falls.
Yeah.
Maybe you just lean in some of these lesser guys.
Damn.
Like that's the reality. Maybe Kyle Lewis gets to you, but this is where I think they're
Kyle
going to look
Lewis,
at trading.
Kyle Lewis could definitely get to you. Kyle Lewis is the last one because Josiah Trotter just went. So
You're gonna
yeah,
pick
that's the crappy part. Like you have to wait.
Well, this is kind of
Well,
why we
Kyle
want to
Lewis
trade
is still there.
with one of those picks, right? Is because we want to get into the second or third round.
So
That's why
we
that
got
trading
to
back to
92.
19.
We got the 92, and
man.
Kyle
What
Lewis is still there.
was that trade offer? Trade back one pick.
So you got the offers here where you got Tampa Bay is offering you
Look at the next
116,
one.
154. The Rams,
93.
you would only have to move back one spot,
I see.
but you would have to give up
Give up
180,
which is nothing
and you would pick up a fourth.
next year, man.
I don't see the
There's no appeal there. Never mind.
The disrespect.
yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, there's nothing that I would
They're
want.
like-
And
What do they have?
and then to me, I feel like if they did it, they would come up to take the person that you want to get right now.
Right. Who's available?
So available,
We got Bud
you
Clark
got
at safety. Wait a minute now.
yeah, you got Kyle Lewis, the linebacker from Pittsburgh, who I really like. Some people actually think Kyle Lewis is actually a safety though.
Yeah.
You got the Kenyon Crawford, the edge from Auburn, Bud Clark, the safety from TCU.
Where's Harold
You got
Perkins?
Perkins. Where do they got Perkins right
Did he
on
go?
here? Let's see.
Harold Perkins is down like around 130.
Usually, but they could
I'm
have
about to say everything that I've been seeing. Okay, so they got
Yeah,
Perkins at 139.
139 still.
Yeah. So I for me, I would go Kyle Lewis because I think he's the highest rated player left.
Would they
Unless
look
you
at
wanted to go
Bud Clark
safety.
as a safety? Because
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think Clark really solidifying that room. Because do they feel like Kyle Lewis could be that guy at linebacker? I hear we need a linebacker, but it has to be somebody who could really do it.
So you're thinking like we'll just trade for him?
They're gonna. I think if they don't see that, like, did it make sense? There were spots where they needed a receiver, but they didn't take one until it made sense to take the guy there last year. And you have a George Pickens situation. Like you don't just. There were times we could have just taken a receiver, but if he wasn't somebody that was better than what you had, now the issue is a linebacker. It's a lot of stuff that's not just going to be better than what you got. But they need somebody they could really count on, and I think you're really only going to see that somewhere into the early third, maybe with some of these guys. And we saw all of them go out in front of you. Yeah, Romello Height is somebody they would have looked at, but we got Mesidor, so
You
maybe
got Mesidor.
they try to maybe they need to go linebacker.
I feel like
I think they want to early.
yeah, I feel like what you said, Teddy, that I think part of the Cowboys' plan is if they don't come away with a linebacker that they feel really good about, like say Sonny Styles or maybe CJ Allen, then I do think they'll go to Pickens route and they'll trade for a veteran linebacker to be the starter. But in terms of this exercise, my vote would be Lewis. Teddy, is your vote Clark?
Yeah, I would vote for Bud Clark.
So JR, you gotta be the tiebreaker.
Well, I feel like I feel like we got our safety, like the one to hold down the room, in a trade. So I think I would go with the linebacker here.
Kyle Lewis.
Who
Yeah.
ironically is seen as a safety. But could he?
Okay.
I don't know. Can he really play nickel? I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. That's the only reason why. Like I know some people that say they got Kyle Lewis as a safety, but I don't feel like. I feel like the safety that the Cowboys want to take, they want to be able to play nickel, and I don't know if Kyle Lewis can do that. I do think he can do linebacker things, but all right. So we got Kyle Lewis. Our next pick is 112. Bud Clark winning 96. All right, Cowboys are up. They're getting offered 120 and 160 from Green Bay. Any of that interests you guys?
No.
And
You know,
got,
they actually do that kind of stuff a lot, and I never I never see a lot of value in trading these rounds, right?
What?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like I guess the only thing is like if you could pick up some extra capital, but I don't see the point in it with all the stuff that they need, especially with who they want to take. But the next pick, I mean, it would benefit you because you would have two more picks. Like you'd have another pick that like you wouldn't drop too far, and then you could pick up an extra pick after 152. But I don't really see the point in doing it. Look, unless you really feel better about like somebody that you would want here would still be there at 120. Because what you got here is defensively, you got Jayshon Barham, the edge from Michigan. There's Emmett Johnson, if you wanted to address running back here from Nebraska.
Who's the 30?
Still got Harold. Yeah. You got Charles Dimmons, which I know was a 30 visit. The cornerback from Stephen F. Austin is still on the board. You got Caleb Elam-Zor, the linebacker from TCU, but you just took a linebacker.
The defensive tackle.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Aiden Proctor. Yep. Defensive tackle from Louisiana, Caleb Proctor. Then is Perkins still on the board? Yep. Harold Perkins is still there. Keyshawn Elliott is still there. Do you see Harold Perkins as a linebacker or edge?
I think they'd see him as an edge player.
Is Llewellyn still available?
Llewellyn, I think so. Let's see. Max Llewellyn.
Where's he usually ranked on here?
Not.
You can just type him in, can't you?
There he is.
Yeah.
184.
Man, let's take him.
Llewellyn at 112?
I know Brian Broaddus doesn't think he's going to make it much farther.
Well, people don't think that Harold Perkins will make it much farther either.
That's what I was about to say.
I've heard Harold Perkins is not that great.
No, oh my God. Are you serious?
I know you really like him, and I'm like, why does he like Harold Perkins so much?
I love Perkins, yo.
It's because
I love Perkins.
Say it's mostly how he was used, because it's rookie year he was being seen as he's going to be one of these top guys, and then he just kept getting moved around. I mean, think about what we've taken so far. We got the cornerback out the gate. You got an edge.
Yep.
You got a linebacker,
Yep.
safety,
You got
hybrid.
a linebacker.
Think about who they have been looking at. They've looked at other defensive tackles. That they're going to need some depth there. Obviously, you get rid of Osa and you got rid of.
I like the Proctor idea, and he's like the same size as Osa. He could definitely be our Osa replacement.
I just think they would really consider him here, and then you're going to need somebody like that for the depth to kind of help back up your two premier defensive tackles, and just because of the difference, their changes they're making. Going to a 3-4.
Elam Zor is also attractive to me just because that, like, you know, I feel like linebacker is one of the few places where they might double dip.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that back to back here, but unless it was like a blinking light, dude. I can still see them being interested in Perkins. There seems to be a connection they have there.
Do you think they double dip at corner? Because you got Takario Davis, the corner from Washington.
We are loaded up at corner right now. I would say, like in terms of numbers, like you brought in all these extra names and free agents.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you want to double dip and for the same guy. Like we already have Scrubs.
Kobe is solid. He'll be all right. I think they will interchange.
I think Revel with a full training camp is going to be a lot better than what he did. And
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I didn't think Revel was that bad.
You're mistaken.
Do you want a revolution? I'm telling you, I'm ready.
I don't think Revel was as bad as people try to make him out to be.
The whole thing set up. We're gonna go to church with him.
All right, so where you guys want to go? Because my vote is Perkins, but I'm probably gonna get outvoted. But
Proctor.
Oh, I like the Proctor pick too.
All right, so you two guys said Proctor. Where was it? There you go. Caleb Proctor. Caleb Proctor, 112.
There goes Emmett.
There goes Perkins.
I'll be back in just a second. Hold on.
There goes Perkins. You guys screwed this draft up. You
blew it. See, I would have gone the other direction, as I wouldn't have gone Kyle Lewis there. So that's just me.
I feel better about the Kyle Lewis. I mean, if you're saying if we took Bud Clark there and then that would have made you take Perkins, then I would have been okay with it.
I mean,
then you could have talked me off of the ledge.
Because I would have him interchangeable, but I still would have drafted for a real linebacker. I mean, traded for a real linebacker. So like here, this is where I start thinking depth.
That's the beauty to me about the Lewis pick, though, because for me, if they took Lewis, that still wouldn't stop me from trading for a linebacker after draft.
I'm still trading for linebacker unless you get one of these guys you think can like really be one of those dudes. Here, I think we do think about offensive tackle because they have been looking at a lot of these late round tackles that's come out the last 72 hours. Like who is there that they could develop?
You got Caleb's Elamore, the linebacker from TCU, on the board. The offensive tackles that are left.
They looked at
Keegan Trough from Missouri, J.C. Davis from Illinois, Travis Burke from Memphis, Diego Pounds, the tackle from Ole Miss.
I've seen Pounds linked several times with them.
I was about to say I've seen Pounds linked to him as well. Where would you want to go? Or do you want to look at a completely different?
I could see them getting some depth here. Some of these guys will probably naturally be some special teams kind of dudes. What do they have? What's that tight end? I know there's some tight ends.
That is Joe Royer from Cincinnati.
You're with him.
You got Dalen Bentley from Utah.
You can go anyone later in the next pick if there's any.
Nate Berkshire.
Yeah.
They're from Texas A&M. I just heard the Doing All Right podcast breakdown on him.
Yeah.
He's a solid blocker. He's a
How
solid
do you like
blocker.
that show?
Oh, I like it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. They're pretty. Yeah, they're a good combo. Brian Brodus and Vach Lombardi.
You saw
So
Vach
what's your
join the Cowboys Collective.
say that again, Teddy? You broke up.
Okay, so we got after
I didn't
this.
hear what you said. You broke up.
77.
He said, "Did you see Vach join the Cowboys Collective?" And
Oh yeah, no, I didn't hear it.
yeah, I Vach is just better.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Don't need to have
So
that.
you got Caleb's Elam Orr.
I would double dip there with him. You have Aiden Fisher at linebacker, who's
Yep.
I mean,
From Indiana, you got BJ Payne, the safety from Kansas State. You could go Michael Taft, safety from Texas.
yeah.
What were you saying? You double dip as
I
Teddy?
can still double dip
linebacker
for Elam's Orr. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Because
I would go Caleb Elam Orr here.
At this point, they're not trading for a guy. If they do
I would go
that,
Caleb Elam Orr.
he's just a blinking light of a good player.
Next pick is 177.
I do really think they wind this out with a developmental offensive lineman and a tight end.
Yeah,
Unless
I
there's
agree.
OT.
Yeah, because they've been talking to a lot of these. They love a late round offensive tackle. Oh, look at Jack Coogan from
I
Indiana.
agree.
And honestly, I was even thinking about that up at 112.
That's maybe it just that I would have if there's somebody who's there offensive tackle wise, I could see it.
Right.
They get. I mean, that would be their fourth pick. They need to get another defensive player. So let's see. Not
You
much.
still got J.C. Davis, the tackle from Illinois.
Who's there at tight end?
You got Marlon Klein, the tight end from Michigan, and
based on their
Tanner Koziel. I would go tackle.
Based on their rankings and what Dallas would be looking to do, I would just go J.C. Davis probably.
Me too.
Because let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go J.C. Davis.
I love it. I actually love that.
What stays there for tight end, or if there's any of these blinking light. Le'Veon Moss is somebody we recently talked to, by the way, who from Texas A&M. Maybe they take a flyer on him in the 7th, but they also, I know they've looked at tight ends and they've looked at some of these late round, what I say, offensive tackles, tight ends, and then running backs.
So at 180, you still got
basically everybody we just looked at.
You still got Michael Taft there. Yeah. Pretty. Yep. I'm definitely not going linebacker again. Corner, I don't think so. You got Nick Barnett, defensive tackle from South Carolina. You got Roman Hemby, the running back from Indiana. Do you feel? Oh, you still got your boy here, JR.
Now that's a blinking
Max
light.
Llewellyn.
That's a blinking light.
I was about to say you still got Max Llewellyn.
Oh, yeah,
from Iowa.
That's a blinking
light.
That's
definitely who I would go. Yeah, I would go Max Llewellyn here. If he's still there, yeah, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, I would take.
So let's go with Max Llewellyn. All right,
I would
with Max Llewellyn.
We double dipped at edge and at linebacker.
Great, our defense needs it.
Yeah, they need dudes.
Yep.
Gentlemen, I have to roll up out of here.
All right, we're just.
Hey, thanks for joining, JR.
Had a blast like usual. We should, and I guess we'll talk in the thread about just connecting over the week. It's gonna be exciting. I don't think I can do Thursday, but doing a pod after that, talking about what happened on day one would be
We'll
great.
definitely we'll definitely have a pod to discuss what they did. And this would be the last pick. So
All right, let's see.
All
all right,
right, later,
JR, see
y'all.
you, man. All right, Teddy. So we got Landon Robinson left. You got a safety from Maryland, Jalen Husky. You got Jacoby Thomas, the safety for Miami, left. You could go wide receiver, Eric McAllister. Are you still interested in trying to go tight end?
I'm doing this. I'm trying to think like what's been important to them. If there's anybody there that makes sense.
Or do they want to get a running back?
Who's there at
'Cause
running
you got-
back? Jaden Ott.
There's Jamarian Miller. You have Jaden Ott from Oklahoma. Jamarian Miller, running back from Alabama. You got Desmond Reed from Pittsburgh, knowing Whittington from Oregon. Yeah, just a lot of.
Yeah, I think they just stick with who they got with their guys there with
Yep.
running back.
Yep. They were at Miami's pro day.
Safety, but yeah. Who's pro day?
They were at Miami's pro day.
I could see them taking Thomas, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's where I would go. All right, so
there you go.
There we go. Let's see what the final results are.
I don't think we'll get a great grade, to be honest with you, but in
I was
terms
gonna
of
say,
what you end up with,
I feel like if the grade I would guess is going to be a B. I feel like they'll say we reached on Proctor, but
yeah,
everybody else, I think they're going to say like Delane, Messidor, Lewis, especially like where you got Lewis. I think they'll rate high. Where you got Llewellyn, I think they'll look at favorably. What did they give them? Oh, look at that.
Hey, okay.
A minus. Hey, all right. So they gave us an A for Messidor, which I figured you got a B for. I'm sorry, you got an A for Delane. You got a B plus for Messidor. Yep.
Just
A
the
plus
Proctor
for Kyle
reach
Lewis.
for them.
C for Proctor. Then A for Orr, B for Davis, a B for Llewellyn, and an A for Jacoby Thomas. And they gave us an overall grade of an A minus. So if the Cowboys draft fell this way, how would you be feeling?
I mean, you get 3 to 4 immediate impact players there with Lewis, Proctor, Messidor, and Delane. I mean, Delane comes in. It's still interesting how they are trying to. I mean, you have options now at how cornerback ends up. You have overloaded what that looked like from last year by far with a new coordinator whose focus is on DBs, and then Messidor can give you some immediate pass rush is what we hope. Now, he's 25, he's older, but in terms of just hopefully gives you some juice there to mix in, and then you have like I feel like you have like a couple in a pot, like 2 in a possible when it comes to pass rushers with what you're going to expect out of them. And then
I guess
Kyle
the interesting thing for me,
we'll see.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is that like Vach has been on this early, especially with all the comments that Stephen Jones has made.
Yeah.
We look at corner as a pressing need, but I don't know if they actually look at corner as a pressing need. So we went down. We went Delane, but would the Cowboys honestly even go Delane, or would they want to go Keldrick Falk?
See, that's one of the things I'm wondering that they would do is I think they want an edge desperately.
Mm-hmm.
And they need a linebacker, but we know that they need a nickel player. That's the thing. But I don't know if they would take a nickel. I feel like they're gonna something that's really coming to my head with you saying that and just thinking about it is they're trying to get one of these edges that falls, or if there's a blinking light for Downs or Styles. Like that's kind of how I see they're trying to play it. Then Delane, maybe like if he's there, it's like, oh, but we have corners. We have our outside corner, especially when they said that they're going to make sure that Bland is an outside corner to them. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
And that's the thing, because I don't think they definitely wouldn't look at Delane as an inside corner. I guess my question is, because I know that they're high on Colton Hood, but do you look at, from all of the descriptions I've heard, Colton Hood is a boundary corner.
That's where I'm confused, because I know they're high on him, and we knew they had some interest in Terrell, but I'm like, who's playing nickel? Are we still looking for that? Are we going to trade for the Colts? Like, are we just assuming we're going to get Downs? Because to me, it's starting to feel like they think Downs is going to fall to them.
Or is it that they just feel good with Jalen Thompson, the safety they picked up from Arizona, and
playing nickel?
Because he already came out and said that he could play nickel.
I mean, we know he'll move around, but if that's the case, are they going to get another safety?
It's going to be interesting.
That's my question with you.
Yeah, the question that I had that I wanted to wrap up with you guys. Unfortunately, JR couldn't stick around, but so who are the players in the draft that the Cowboys have to come away with?
I mean, there's a couple different ways to go. I think any of those top 6 defenders at 12 somehow, or just maybe they're moving up a little bit. Ideally, they could drop one of those guys, and then to me, an impact juice pass rusher that could be R. Mason Thomas, that could be Cassius Howell. To me, Mesidor falls into that group. Somebody who could add to your pass rush. I think they're going to want to, and I've heard Bobby Belt say this, they're going to want to leave one of those guys in the first, or if they get out of the first into the second. Linebacker, I would love for them to get like a CJ Allen if they could in a trade back, and they get some extra compensation. They pick up one of those guys, and maybe they pick them first, and then the extra pick is how they get another pass rusher. Ideally, that's awesome. You still trade for a guy. I think those are like the front 7 type of players are really what I'm looking at. I think they got to get a combination of the Downs, Terrell, Colton Hood, somebody in there that could be that additional defensive back that could play some of that nickel and be multiple and kind of fit in with that type of variety to their game. And then you start getting some defensive tackles there that maybe make sense. We did Proctor. I think they need some depth, but those are like later round guys. It's not as big of a deal to me with what we need, because we're still trying to fit in starters, but we do need some depth later in the round. We need additional linebacker depth in general, because that room is just almost empty. And then, I'm not really looking at cornerbacks. The only cornerbacks I'm considering are higher in the rounds. Like it's first 2 rounds. That's pretty much it that I'm going to look at cornerback for me.
Yeah.
That's just a pure boundary player. Offensively, I don't really care that much. I would love to just get a developmental guy. You're kind of set if you can develop. Nate Thomas develops spot, and they fight for a spot. Yep. I think they're locked in with Terrence Steele, so I'm not even really looking at those positions. Where I'm not trying to pick up another quarterback. We're good. Just leave that be, and then just stick with what you got. So, yeah, because I just remember they got Sam Howell. What? So we're really good at like basically everywhere offensively. We're solid. It's just, can you get some depth at some of these key positions, tackle in other spots, and then get some guys there, like I said, for defense.
Yeah, you pretty much you nail, like if they come away with any of the 6 defensive players that we've been talking about, I would be cool. Like mainly for me, it's Downs and Baines. Like out of those 6, realistically, I want Downs or Bain. I don't know how much to believe. It's Lion season, and everything I've been hearing is that they're not as high on Bain as other people think, and Bain they wouldn't even take if he was there. I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know. It's a little hard for me to believe, but the Cowboys have done stuff like that before, so If the Cowboys come away with Downs, though, I honestly do not care what they do at 20. I like if they went Jacob Rodriguez, I would be fine with it, even though I don't want them to do Jacob Rodriguez
I'm not
at
gonna
20.
lie, I could see that exactly happening in my head. I see so clearly. We get so excited about Downs, and it's like Rodriguez goes. Who you saw the thing the other day with Jason Witten that happened?
No, I missed it.
So Jason Witten is now like basically like the Walter Payton Man of the Year for college players. Is like
that's right. Yeah, Jacob Rodriguez.
And so Rodriguez
ends
up winning that, and they're asking him like Clarence Hill at DLS was asking him, and it's just they're already thinking about the marketing, and I could see them doing that because you're gonna have him with his cowboy hat, Overshown with his cowboy hat, Texas and Texas Tech. They'll have the mustache Rodriguez Ritas, like they were saying. You see it. I see it in my head too. He's someone who gets the ball away. They've talked about that extensively, about how much the turnovers cause. Like that's something. He's an asset. Now I would love maybe 9 and 29. Him at pick 29. That's cool. If that helped me get Caleb Downs,
I would prefer C.J. Allen over Jacob.
I just don't see C.J. Allen being there. I think C.J. Allen is going to move back up again. I think for the Cowboys, C.J. Allen is somebody they would see that makes a lot of sense. And they have the connection, but they have connection to both. So to me, I'd rather a pass rusher and trade for a linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, I would if they come away with Downs and a pass rusher like Messidor, I would be thrilled. Like if their 2 picks are Downs and Messidor, I'm partying. But the only other player that I would say that I would like, this is the play, and the reason why I asked the question is because like beyond the first 2 picks, like later in the rounds when we were getting deep in it, I love Harold Perkins Jr.
Yeah,
I want Harold Perkins Jr. I remember when they were talking about Overshown, I was like, dog, I really wish the Cowboys would take Overshown, and they were able to get him in the 3rd. I don't know if Perkins is going to make it to 112. If they took Perkins at 92, other people might go crazy and say, that's a reach. I would actually be okay with it because that's how much I like Harold Perkins Jr. I think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to be a beast. And if the Cowboys get Harold Perkins Jr., I would be very happy. That's my pet cat.
I love that. I love that. He's definitely a player with a group of guys who makes sense with the current defensive coordinator you have now. I think before he'd be a waste with so many other guys that we've had the last couple of years. But here, I think they could use him as a weapon, and I'm excited. I just want to get some DBs for my coach who loves DBs. Just like any other year, I get edges for my guys who love edges. So we need an edge, but I want to see an impact as a back. That's what I want.
It's the fact that that Christian Parker talked about wanting the defense to be multiple. Yeah, that's what's so appealing about Perkins to me because he can play the edge, he could be a pass rusher. Like some people think if they had him dedicated as a pass rusher, he would be shining. But he also could cover, and that was the thing. Like he could drop back, he could get involved in the run game, he could get involved in the passing game. So when I hear that, that's the type of player that I'm like, this defense needs that type of player, and I would be thrilled with it. But
I love it.
All right, Teddy,
let's get him.
Man, I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you giving up your time. We went a little long. I didn't mean to go that long. I think the Giants the Giants trade definitely threw everybody for a loop, but that was some breaking news that impacted the Cowboys and probably what's going to happen. But we'll see, man. I'll definitely have you back on after the draft, and we can react to what the Cowboys do, and hopefully they'll do something that makes us happy.
Hey, let's get ready. We didn't this time last year. We think we're getting a receiver. We end up with Tyler Booker, and then he's one of the best picks of the whole draft last year. Hopefully, whatever happens, we can live with it.
I will say this: most of the time, I freak out about There's been several picks that I freaked out on the Cowboys doing, and usually it'll pay off the most I freaked out. And then the one time where I tried to get them the benefit, when I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, oh no, we'll see. Those are the ones that did not work out.
Same here.
Ezekiel Elliott, I freaked out. I was like, what are you doing taking a running back and forth? You should have took Jalen Ramsey. Why did you take? And then Zeke for his first 3 seasons was the best running back in the league. And
Yep.
So I was like, okay, I'll give him some grace here. I freaked out on the Tyler Smith pick. I was like, what the heck? Why are you taking your problem is penalties and you take the most penalized offensive lineman in the draft? Like, what are you doing? And Tyler Smith turns into an all-pro. Mozzie Smith, I gave the benefit of the doubt. I was like, we got us a tackle. We got a tackle. They finally did it. They took a tackle in the first round. And the dude was garbage. Absolute garbage. Tyler Guyton, I trust them making offensive line.
We're in the same boat. Same boat.
So
I don't know.
So I'm just gonna say, listen, I didn't freak out on. Well, actually, no. You know what? I didn't freak out completely on Tyler Booker, but I was frustrated. Like I was frustrated with the pick. I was like, what the hell? I was like, we need a wide receiver. How many freaking offensive linemen we gonna take? Like that was my thing. I was like, how many offensive linemen are we gonna take? That was where I was at.
We were in the same spot because I mean, to that point, they hadn't shown that they would be going to trade for a receiver. So hopefully now they've earned that where I'm like, they might have a plan, and before they never had a plan. So we never know how this is gonna go. It's gonna be interesting with Christian Parker.
So when they take Keldrick Falk at 12 and I freak out, Keldrick Falk is going to be an all-pro.
He's going to be an all-pro. It's how it goes.
Keldrick Falk is going to be an all-pro.
Hey, man, let's when Cowboys Nation get his jacket, out, Hall of Fame jacket right now.
Yep.
Be
when Cowboys fans freak out. Because here's the other thing, too. People forget. I didn't freak out when they took Micah Parsons. But most of the Cowboys Nation was pissed. I remember. Like people want to act like they didn't get upset when they took Michael Parsons. No, most of the Cowboys Nation was mad that they took an off-ball linebacker at pick number 12 because they wanted them to get corner, but Surtain and Horn,
JC Horn
went right. Yeah, JC Horn went right before them, and so they traded back, and it was between Rashawn Slater and Micah, and they took Micah, and everybody was freaking out, and they're like, you just paid Jalen Smith. You have Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. Why are you getting another linebacker? And yeah, so we'll see if they make a move and we freak out. It's gonna be good things. It's gonna be positive. So, all right, Teddy, man. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good night.
See you, man.
Peace. So that's going to do it for the 0 to 100 podcast. Big shout out of thanks to Teddy and JR for giving me their time. It definitely ran a little over, but when you have some breaking news like the Giants trading for the 10th pick by getting rid of Dexter Lawrence, that's going to shake things up. So, wow. Like I was already saying I didn't know what was going to happen with with these picks. Especially within the first top 11, I think there is the potential. Like I completely dismissed the Cowboys trading up in this draft because I just felt like they could get 2 contributors at 12 and 20 if they just stay put. And if anything, I wanted them to trade back at 20 to try to pick up some more capital to possibly get back in the second round. But with the Giants now trading away Dexter Lawrence and getting the 10th pick, it definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, and it definitely makes me think like now the fact that the Giants have picks 5 and 10, it is terrifying to me because you sit there and you think about it like I don't, like Teddy broke down, I don't know if they're necessarily going to go Styles and Downs, even though John Harbaugh, their coach, has been raving about, like he was raving about Caleb Downs as soon as he got to the Giants. And it was more so recently that Styles was coming up and it was seeming pretty obvious that if Styles got to them at 5, that's what they would go. I would feel better if they went Styles instead of Downs. Also, if they went Styles instead of the tackle Malinois, because I feel like the Giants' issues has always been their offensive line, and they've tried to draft good offensive linemen. They just haven't done so, and so I didn't want them to pick up a good offensive lineman, but they could possibly do it. But they could go wide receiver, especially with the injury to Malik Neighbors coming off of the ACL tear. So they could go Cardell Tate now at 10, or they could go Cardell Tate at 5 and get whoever they wanted 10, or they could trade the pick away like they did in the mock simulator that we just did. I mean, the Giants are definitely got the power now, having 2 top 10 picks. Like it's who knows what they could do, but we'll see what the Cowboys do. And so, like I said, I'll have the guys back, and we'll react to what the Cowboys do on Thursday, which is next week. You have the draft taking place on April 23rd, prime time, and then rounds 2 and 3 is on Friday the 24th, and then they conclude the draft with rounds 4 through 7 on the 25th on Saturday. So I'm definitely at the point of draft fatigue, so especially because it's so really hard to figure out what the Cowboys are going to do. But yeah, just make sure you tune into the 0 to 100 podcast, and there will be plenty of content for us to talk about it. So thanks for listening to the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining. You can always join the conversation. Let us know what you thought about the mock draft that we did for the Cowboys. You can email the show 0 to 100pod@gmail.com. That's the number 0 TO, the number 100 POD @gmail.com. And then you can also follow me on all the socials if you simply search at WCW Poet. That would be if you just search Blue Sky, still on Cowboys Twitter. So if you search at WCW Poet, you should be able to find me. And so, yeah, there'll be more Cowboys content and some movie content. So I'll be doing a couple of shorts talking about some entertainment stuff. So stay tuned to the 0 to 100 podcast YouTube channel. And again, you can listen to the audio version at any point in time for wherever you listen to your podcast. This has been the 0 to 100 podcast, the last mock draft. We out.